Henry Cavill's Man of Steel had some great stuff about it, but we also wish David Corenswet Superman would fix the bugs. Hello viewers. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. The trailer for James Gunn's Superman has now dropped, and there's a lot for fans to expect from him. Aside from the new iteration of the beloved hero, they also want to fix those mistakes that Zack Snyder made in Man of Steel. In the past, the DCEU's version of Superman has had its glory days. Not only did it pave the way for a cinematic universe, but it also gave the iconic comic book character another chance at a live-action adaptation. It's not always an actor like Henry Cavill who embodies a global superhero with such dedication. Despite the mixed reviews, there are several things from Man of Steel that were a hit. It was better than we thought, especially after rewatching it a decade later. But there are also some elements in it that hopefully Gunn's Superman will correct. 1. Man of Steel. Superman was rejected by the humans of Earth. One of the many great things that Zack Snyder's Man of Steel captured in the film was man's fear of Superman's powers. With the exception of his adoptive parents, he had a complicated relationship with the rest of the world. No matter what he does, there are still people who consider him a threat due to his strange nature. This is a great thing that the director introduced in the film, which was released in 2013, to remind Superman fans of his unconditional determination to save the world despite its constant rejection by its inhabitants. 2. Man of Steel. Superman remains a model of moral values. No other superhero in the comic book world embodies hope and justice quite like Superman. He is an example of an ideal personality with high morals, and despite his powers, he exercises self-control and patience, especially when someone wrongs him. His humane upbringing summed up this trait perfectly, especially during the scenes where he was bullied as a child. He knows he can easily take revenge on his perpetrators, but he realizes what his power can do. 3. Man of Steel. The movie had a unique story. Unlike other DCU films featuring Superman, Man of Steel focused heavily on his story. The rise of crossovers and shared universes has made movies interesting, but there's nothing better than watching a standalone story that doesn't involve other heroes that distract viewers from the main plot of the movie. James Gunn's upcoming film will feature many of the DC heroes we know, but we're not entirely sure how much of them will factor into the story. 1. Superman. Blends the hero's Kryptonian heritage with human upbringing. The latest version of Superman promises to reconcile his Kryptonian persona with his human life, something we haven't seen much of in Man of Steel. It's a great way to see more of Clark Kent instead of just focusing on the hero's epic adventures. His life in Smallville and his job as a reporter for the Daily Planet are essential parts that make up his identity, so it's necessary to take a closer look at his changing personality. 2. Superman. The trailer showed a kind-hearted hero. One of the main problems with Man of Steel was its dark and gritty tone, and as much as we can excuse that as Snyder's signature style, Superman isn't always a brooding character. From the trailer alone, we'll see a more fun and colorful version of the hero. He is, after all, a symbol of light and hope, so he may show that in the movie.
Cavill was born in Jersey, the largest and southernmost of the Channel Islands, which are dependent territories of the British Crown and are located off the coast of Normandy, France. He is the fourth of 5 sons of Marianne Cavill, née Dalgliesh, a secretary, and Colin Cavill, a stockbroker. The family lived in St. Helier, where Henry Cavill grew up playing computer games with his brothers. At age 13, he left Jersey to attend the Stowe School, a boarding school in Buckinghamshire, England. At Stowe, Cavill developed an interest in acting and participated in school productions, including Grease, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Tom Stoppard's Dog's Hamlet. At age 16, he and his classmates had the opportunity to be extras in the movie Proof of Life, 2000, starring Russell Crowe. While on set, Cavill introduced himself to the recent Oscar winner who encouraged him to pursue acting professionally. Cavill soon landed a role in Vendetta, 2001, followed by another in Kevin Reynolds' big-screen adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo, 2002. For the part of Albert Mandigo, Cavill, who has said that he was teased for being overweight as a kid, was encouraged to lose several pounds. In addition, Cavill had guest roles in a number of British television shows as well as supporting parts in the coming-of-age film I Capture the Castle, 2003, and an adaptation of the Celtic romance Tristan plus Isolde, 2006. During this period, Cavill auditioned for several iconic roles, including Superman and James Bond, which ultimately went to Brandon Routh in Superman Returns and Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, both 2006, respectively. Those setbacks led him to consider following in the footsteps of two of his elder brothers and joining the armed forces. In 2007, however, Cavill garnered his first leading role in The Tudors, a cable series following the exploits of Henry VIII, played by Irish actor Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Cavill portrayed Charles Brandon, a loyal courtier to the king. The series helped make Cavill a familiar face, and during its 4 seasons, 2007 to 10, he also appeared in such films as the adventure fantasy Stardust, 2007, and the Woody Allen comedy Whatever Works, 2009. After The Tudors, Cavill proved his skill as an action star, playing Greek hero Theseus in Immortals, 2011, and the son of a CIA agent, played by Bruce Willis, in The Cold Light of Day, 2012. In 2011, Cavill announced that he had been cast as Clark Kent/Superman in Man of Steel, 2013. He later admitted that he had missed the call from director Zack Snyder offering him the job because he had been playing the online game World of Warcraft. To portray the Man of Steel, Cavill transformed his body, adding so much muscle that he sometimes split the seams of his Superman costume. He also had the opportunity to work alongside Crow, who played Superman's father. Jor-El. Cavill went on to reprise the role in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, starring opposite Ben Affleck as Batman, and in Justice League, 2017, featuring such DC comic book heroes as Wonder Woman, played by Israeli actress Gal Gadot. In between Superman films, Cavill starred in director Guy Ritchie's big-screen adaptation of The Man from UNCLE, 2015, playing a CIA agent who teams up with a KGB agent, played by Armie Hammer, and in Sandcastle, 2017, portraying a Special Forces captain on a 2003 tour of Iraq. Cavill then played the main antagonist in Mission Impossible Fallout, 2018, the 6th installment of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series. In 2019, he assumed the lead role in the hit Netflix series The Witcher, based on the novels by Polish author Andrzej Sapkowski, whose sources include Polish mythology and Slavic folklore. Cavill played Sherlock Holmes, the elder brother of aspiring sleuth Enola Holmes in the movies Enola Holmes, 2020, and Enola Holmes 2, 2022. In 2022, Cavill had a cameo as Superman in Black Adam, renewing speculation that he was planning a return to the role 5 years after Justice League. Cavill confirmed the rumors in the fall, but a couple of months later he wrote on Instagram that the studio had decided to go in a different direction.